From canvas high tops to foam composites and everything in between. Sit back, make yourself some coffee, and enjoy this evolution of basketball shoes. Looking back to the most influential shoes in NBA history. As always, thanks for all the support. Converse first came to the market with a version of the Chuck Taylor All-Star before the Great Depression, after making a series of tweaks and style changes over the next few decades. This canvas shoe with a rubber sole would remain the most popular basketball sneaker of its time through much of the 1960s. While they're not rocked on the NBA court these days, this shoe has since transitioned into a casual sneaker that's stood the test of time. Nike would release its first ever basketball shoe in 1972, when it came out with the Nike Bruin. As opposed to canvas, this shoe was constructed with leather and suede. Puma customized this basketball shoe for New York Knicks legend Clyde Frazier in 1973. Underneath the Puma logo on the side of this sneaker is Clyde written in gold script. It is considered to be the first signature sneaker in basketball history. In gold text, scribbled on the side of this shoe, Julius Dr. J. Irving's nickname is proudly featured, much more than the Chuck Taylors did before it. The Dr. J Pro Leather closely resembles today's style of basketball shoe. The Nike Blazer is considered to be a forefather to iconic sneaker lines like Air Force Ones and Jordans, worn by one of the smoothest players of his generation, George "Iceman" Gervin. Popularized this high-top shoe during the late 70s while starring for the San Antonio Spurs. Long before Nelly was stomping around in his Air Force Ones, Hall of Famer Moses Malone was hitting the NBA hardwood laced up in a pair of these classics. This shoe by Nike obviously went on to be wildly successful and is still an integral part of basketball culture today. Nike dropped the Air Jordan 1 in 1985, and the sneaker game has never been the same since. Arguably the most iconic basketball shoe in sneaker history. There isn't a true shoe collection in the world that doesn't feature the first pair of kicks made famous by Michael Jordan. The third installment in the Air Jordan series was the first to feature the Jumpman symbol on the sneaker. That caricature of a dunking Michael Jordan has since become the logo of Jordan brand. The Ewing's 33 High by Patrick Ewing released in 1989. Ewing started his own sneaker brand with Next Sports. To this day, Ewing's foray into the footwear world remains one of the most interesting chapters in sneaker history. A shoe made famous during the 1991 NBA dunk contest. Young ballers all over the world were pumping up the tums of their high tops, just like D. Brown did on his way to the title. Air Jordan 11s hit stores in 1995. The patent leather black and white looked good with any team's colors. You didn't necessarily need the black and red of the Chicago Bulls to pull them off. Remember the little penny commercials? They were the best, but for as cool as that talking puppet was, as Anthony Penny Hardaway's sidekick, the Air Max pennies were even cooler. Allen Iverson first shoe. The question had all the kids wearing Reebok and wanting to be Iverson. The question took the sneaker world over for a time starting in 1996. When Kobe Bryant first broke into the NBA, he did so as a headliner for Adidas basketball. His first sneaker, the Adidas Crazy 8, is a mesmerizing twist to the classic shoe design that preceded it. This was the first shoe to include the Shox technology by Nike, the Nike Shox BB4s. LeBron James set out on his professional basketball journey wearing his first pair of signature Nike sneakers in 2003. Those shoes would be known as the Nike Air Zoom generations and would give birth to a new shoe every year. This isn't meant as a bias toward Nike, but the Kobe 5s seems to better fit Bryant's persona than the Crazy 8 did back in '97. This shoe was crazy light when it dropped, draped in Lakers colors with a black background. It was a supremely elegant look too. LeBron James had been in the NBA for 10 years when this shoe dropped, the LeBron 10s. The Nike Kyrie 1 is Kyrie Irving's first signature shoe with Nike. It made its debut in December 2014. The Kyrie was designed by Leo Charm, who also designed the Nike KD line. The Nike Libra 19 is the 19th signature shoe in the James shoe legacy. Released in 2022, it features a new dual-chambered Air Max unit with a Zoom Air at the forefoot. Well, there's the full evolution of basketball shoes. What's your favorite basketball shoe of all time? Let us know in the comments below. As always, click the video on the screen to continue your relaxation. Thanks for all the support again. We love you.